And now will you join us as we all watch Behind the Soda, a popumentary on the spirit of Julie and Jim Turner.
Listen, everyone. Some of the most important Dr. Pepper family members are here today. So let's get started on this popumentary on the spirit of Julie and Jim Turner. Quiet on the set! Behind the Soda, take one, and action.
Jimmy and I go way, way back. I knew Jimmy when we were delivering cases of soda to grocery stores. He'd drive, I'd read the map. And every day, just like clockwork, we'd take breaks at, when was it? Oh, right, I remember, 10, 2, and 4. Boy, those were good times. You know, back then he was a student at Baylor University. Got there on an athletic and an academic scholarship. If I remember correctly, he was big in basketball. Sometimes we'd shoot hoops, and I'd give him coaching tips. I guess he listened to me because he was the hot shot starting guard for Baylor and was all conference. Mind you, I'm not taking any credit. Now that I remember, we also used to talk about this pretty gal from El Campo. He was real interested in her. I remember saying, "Jimmy, go after her. After all, you are the Jimmy Turner." Darned if she didn't know who he was. But I could tell he was smitten, and wouldn't you know it, I think they've been married for about 35 years. Mind you, I'm not taking any credit.
And cut. Okay, let's keep this moving, people. Come on now. Behind the Soda, take 2. And action. So, tell me, how is it that you know the Turners?
Well, you know, some will tell you that it was Julie and Jim who discovered me. But darling, I was always destined for greatness.
Oh.
That should be as crystal clear as I am. I must admit that it was Julie who suggested my new name, Deja Blue. And together with Jim, she gave me an extreme makeover. Now people can hardly get enough of me. Experts recommend that you have 8 full bottles of me a day. Where does a girl find the time?
Yeah, that's great, but I think we were talking about the Turners.
Oh, yes, the Turners. Where should I start? Well, Julie was homecoming queen, student body president, and a twirling majorette at El Campo High School. And everybody talked about Jim being such a stud muffin. Well, let me tell you, that Julie was as cute as a button. And there were brains with that beauty. Julie taught school for years before moving to Dallas, and education has remained a passion of hers. She was even awarded a lifetime membership in the Texas PTA. And then back when she taught modern dance, I did mention she taught modern dance, didn't I? Well, Patrick Swayze, yes, the Patrick Swayze was her student. And as we all know, he later went on to dirty dance his way into our hearts. I give Julie the credit for that. And another thing, the Crystal Charity Ball named Julie one of the top 10 best dressed women in Dallas. I think it's quite obvious where she gets her sense of style, don't you? Whoa, I mustn't do that too quickly. I wouldn't want to become carbonated like some of these other characters around here.
And cut. Okay. Let's get focused. Behind the Soda, take 3. And action.
I'm a fan of Mr. T and the entire Turner family. How could you not be? It's because of them that I'm at nearly every sporting event you can think of here in Big D. Most nights you'll see me hanging out over at the American Airlines Center. In fact, I'm often hanging out with the Mavericks and the Stars during the games. And I know he might seem sort of shy to those of you who don't know him, but I enjoy spending time with that Mark Cuban fellow. Just the other day, I told him I thought he should tell people what he's really thinking from time to time. And did you know that during the spring and summer, I'm getting my workout running back and forth from the Dr. Pepper station in Frisco to the ballpark in Arlington? And you thought your commute was a headache. Nah, don't get me started on those Cowboys. Of course, I've got my own theory on why the boys did so well this year. You want to hear it? It's because nothing goes better with tuna than an ice cold 7-Up. Whew. I lead a pretty busy life, and I owe it all to Mr. T. He's a swell guy.
And cut. Okay, we're gonna get this last shot in, and then we'll call it a day. Behind the soda. Take 4. And action.
I'm pretty new to the Dr. Pepper family. In fact, it's kind of fuzzy to a lot of people as to when I came into the picture. But here I am, and I'm telling you, the Turners welcomed me with open arms. You know, they did a wonderful job raising those 2 beautiful daughters of theirs. And they continue to show the rest of us what a loving family is all about. You'll have to excuse me. I tend to bubble up just thinking about them. Okay. The Turners are so generous with all their time and their talents. Did you know that they're involved in over 20 nonprofit organizations within the community? Their efforts have contributed greatly to all the generations of the greater Dallas area, and yet they still find time for all the other important things in their life, especially now that they have that little grandson of theirs. I guess the thing that sticks out most in my mind is something that Mr. T told me when I first joined the family. He said, "You're not a success until you love what you're doing." The Turners love everything around them, their family, their friends, and their community, which is why they are the perfect honorees for the Spirit of Generations Award.
And cut. Okay, everyone, let's put this one on ice.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Come on! Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. All right. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
We would like to thank the students from Booker T. Washington School for the Performing and Visual Arts. We Dallasites are so very lucky. Living in our midst are many very generous people who give not only of themselves, both in time, but are very generous with their resources as well. And of course, among these individuals are Julie and Jim Turner. Someone remarked to me just last week that they were amazed at the scope of their community involvement. Everyone knows them as the Dr. Pepper Power Couple, but their quiet dedication and support of many of our vital community services is even more extensive and impressive, if that's possible.
Julie and Jim Turner's community involvement spans a wide variety of charitable causes, and you've heard today that they're involved with over 20 nonprofits in our area. I wanted to list just a few from this very impressive list. You've already heard, of course, about Baylor. In addition to Baylor, the Dallas Baptist University, the Crystal Charity Ball, the Alzheimer's Association, and of course, our very favorite, the Senior Source.
Faith and family are important elements in the Turner equation. They're members of Park City's Baptist Church and are involved in other faith-based organizations. Their daughters, Jenna and Amy, bring them joy and strength, and that continues to grow with the addition of Amy's husband, Brent, and their new baby grandson, Turner. Julie and Jim's willingness to so completely give of themselves is as generous and sincere as it is wide-ranging and thorough.
A community can only be as strong as the citizens who live there and are involved in the city. And we are so happy that the Turners chose to make Dallas their home. Their commitment is the reason that they are being awarded today the Spirit of Generations Award. They have contributed in thoughts, words, and deeds to all generations of our community. And they have helped to build a foundation that supports our community and the bridges that connect these generations. If Julie and Jim would come up now and receive their award.
Well, after that skit, I'm almost speechless. And Miss Deja Blue, I don't know where you are, but I'll see you afterwards. I would like to recognize my family that's here. Jenna and Brent and Amy, and of course Turner isn't here, but I'm sure he's here in spirit. But they're just right down here, and I want to recognize them because they are always so supportive of everything we do. And without their support, we of course would not be able to do what we do. I know that Senior Source has been thanked. I have to just say, Molly Bogan, you are incredible. And yes. The city of Dallas talks about the executive director at the Senior Source, how wonderful she is, how dedicated she is, how she loves the senior citizens of Dallas and what all she does for this community. And we are so indebted to you and your organization, of course. Medora White, I want to say thank you for being the first chairman of this luncheon. In 10 years, it's come a long way. I know there are many of you who have been chairman. Let's see, we take away Susie, we take away Medora, that means there are 8 others, and I think I could name them, but I'm not going to take a chance on that. I know I've seen at least 6. I hope Molly doesn't kill me for doing this, but I would like for those of you who are here, who have been chairman of this luncheon, to please stand. Don't be bashful. And we thank you for the previous years of all the work that you've done to help this organization achieve what they have achieved. A few nights ago, Jim said, what makes a senior? You know, what is it that makes a senior? And I thought about it, and I said, well, you know, maybe if you can remember when Ozzie and Harriet slept in twin beds on television, you might be close to that age. I would like to accept this honor in honor of my mother, who will be 93 in May. Some of you are aware that we almost lost her. And I am a firm believer that everyone, every single person, no matter what age, needs an advocate for their life. As we grow older, we lose that connection. Senior Source takes up where a needed person needs an advocate. We thank you for being here to provide the resources for Senior Source to do that job. I also want to say my mother has been probably she is one of the most inspirational persons to me. She has been Assistant State Director of AARP. She has gone around in nursing homes and made sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be. And Molly Bogan is going to give me this in about 2 seconds because she has a great reputation for not keeping you. But my mom, that is why I want to accept this in her honor, because she has seen the need and she has fulfilled the needs for people, and she still is doing it in her assisted living. She has taken on things and continues. So being a senior has a lot to do with attitude. And if we can all take on that right attitude and feel like we are contributing something to society, then it'll help our health, it'll help everything. So Senior Source, Molly Bogan, thank you very much. Thank you, Susie, for chairing this luncheon. And Jim, he's the spokesperson, and I just kind of got carried away. Okay.
I tell you, I hate to follow her. It is unbelievably difficult, and I've always thought, I've never told her or anyone else this, but if my partners or my board had met her first, she would be CEO, and I'd have been up here dancing or filling shelves of Dr. Pepper at Kroger and Tom Thumb. She's an inspiration to us all. And I really can't add much to what Julie said, except again to add my thanks and our thanks again to Senior Source for this great recognition. And it's especially inspiring and a true honor to us because of the 10 or 11 recipients that we follow that have received this award. They're great Dallas citizens and community leaders, and we feel honored just to be a part of that. I also want to say a special thanks to all of you that are here today, our family, our friends, our employees, our business partners, our suppliers, and just a myriad of people, because you're the really driving force behind Senior Source being able to do what it is able to accomplish today with Molly's great leadership. And I just add my thanks to Molly, Susie, John, Alvin, and everyone else that had a part in this. We thank you so much for being here, supporting Senior Source, and for recognizing us with what we will consider to be one of our greatest honors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie and Jim, and thank you to each and every one that has taken time today in what I'm sure are very busy schedules and for braving the weather to help us celebrate the 10th Annual Spirit of Generations Award Luncheon and our recipients, Julie and Jim Turner. We thank you for your continued support of this organization, and with the results of today's banquet and other activities that we carry on throughout the year, the board and staff would like to thank you as we continue to provide much needed services to improve the quality and life of senior adults in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Again, thank you for coming. We hope you enjoyed the program and have a safe trip wherever you may be going back to your office or home. Thank you very much.